Welcome back to another live feed on Shaman's News Channel. Continue on the countdown of the top 50 underrated classic albums. We're gonna resume with number 44, The Roots, 1996. Man, Illadelph, Half-Life. This is an album that was definitely underrated. Philadelphia has a rich history of hip hop from School D to Freeway. But the Sea of Birdie Love never had a hip hop band quite like The Roots. But it came out that the album, Illadelph Half-Life, on September 24th, 1996. It was the third album that was the group's most successful album to date at that time. For example, the album had a tougher, broader sound that resulted in reaching the top 40 on the Billboard charts, and the Roots' first single was Clones, which reached the top 5 on the rap charts. What They Do, featuring Raphael Sadiq from Tony, became a top 40 hit, reaching at number 34. Tariq Tribe, better known as Black Thought, and Mary Thompson, better known as Questlove. They were led by these two gentlemen, and this third album was a prelude to what was to come for the legendary Roots crew. So this is just something that, they ain't scratch the surface, but they're gonna do it after this. But there's just a setup, man. They're gonna be a greater group moving forward. So this album is underrated, man. We talk about the greatest albums in the history of hip hop. This is very underrated. It married the gritty boom bap aesthetic with the live instrumentation that was a signature sound of Roots. It had complex conscious lyricism, atmospheric production that bridged the gap between raw hip hop and jazz soul. Elite lyricism was featured on this album. No question about that with Black Thought as a technical lyricist, multi-syllabic rhyme schemes like Clones and sort of the desperado, really live instrumentation. That's what they're known for. The album features like live drums, cello, and jazz fusion, racing vibe, and also the deconstruction of the gangster rap that was going on. This album offered blunt, potent social commentary, served as throughout critique of the mainstream gangster rap that was dominating the era. Listen to what they do. Black Thought talks about the state of hip hop, the way it was like, the climate. Look at this to the lyrics. So this album definitely was a classic album. Definitely. That's why I put it there as that. That's it, man. The breakdown of why this album was an underrated classic album. Because it was. Definitely was. Definitely. Very underrated. You talk about great albums. They're not going to talk about this album from the Roots. People know who the Roots are. Yeah, they're not underrated as a group. But you talk about just the things that they talked about, the music, everything. That's it. It was a great album. All right, so that's it, man. I'm done with the Roots. Come back at 2 o'clock, number 43. Get to that, number 43. That'll be it, man, for today. Excuse me. Got one more at 2:30, and that'll be it for today. I don't think we'll do any more live streams. I'll see. Got some things to do this afternoon to the evening, so I'll let you know, keep you posted. Well, if I don't do no live stream, I did do no live stream. But subscribe to the channel, hit the like button. Be back soon with another live stream at 2 o'clock and 2:30. That'll be it, possibly for the day. Until then, talk to you soon.